We are on.
We should be live.
And you made me mess up. I was just about to do that. Okay, are we ready? Hi, this is Jenna.
And I'm Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. And I have a story for you guys. Once upon a time, a little boy went to school. And then he came home early on Thursday and got his entire family sick for Veterans Day weekend. So we have been sick all weekend. Everyone in my family, other than Brad got it a little bit and Cody scathed through it fine. No issues. Me and Max, we were dead by Sunday and Monday. And this is the after effects. Is me. So if I'm coughing and sneezing and sniffling, that's why. So let's just all get through this together.
And I feel great.
She says that now.
I feel great. Well, yeah, we'll see.
Just in time for work. You can call out.
Just in time for work. The kids and I went to Universal Studios on Monday for Veterans Day, and we had a great time. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I actually called her on Monday to be like, I'm dying. And she didn't answer. And I got a text from her like 8 hours later saying, I'm in LA, driving, can't talk. Bye, bitch. And I was like, oh, she's doing something fun.
I hate her.
I'm dying. So today, through my sniffles and death and NyQuil-driven brain, I was able to write an episode and get an episode done. And I hope you guys like it because it's probably fragmented and all fucked up, just like my brain is right now. I feel like I am the epitome of the commercials that's like your brain on drugs and it shows the egg all smashed. Like that is the epitome of my brain today, right?
I think it's like frying. Your egg is your
It's
brain
currently
is frying.
So okay, let's get on with it. So we are gonna talk about Skeleton Lake, which is a lake that is nestled high in the Indian Himalayas. So, like, in the Himalayan mountains.
Yeah.
Like,
I
snowy.
had a Himalayan cat.
All I think about is Sassy from Homeward Bound. She was a Himalayan.
Oh, yeah. I had 2 Himalayan cats. I got them from an Indian reservation from an old Indian lady.
And they're the Indian Himalayas.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know. Something is so intriguing about the Himalayas. Like, I know it's just like a mountain range that's like huge, like, Mount Everest and all that shit. But it's just something so intriguing about it. Anyways, so this lake is at an altitude of over 16,404 feet elevation.
Okay.
So that's like really high up there. There's this lake that's in the mountains. So, like, kind of like Lake Tahoe, right? That's a lake in the mountains.
Yeah, I've never been to Lake Tahoe.
It's only like 10 or 20,000, 10 or like not that many thousand feet up. But anyways, this desolate lake has a spooky secret. It is known as Rupkund Lake, which is like its real name, but most know it as Skeleton Lake. This icy frozen lake is actually frozen 10 months out of the year and then covered in these gorgeous snow-capped mountains for pretty much the whole fucking year.
Wow, 10 months out of the year?
Yep. And but the problem is that it is also surrounded by hundreds of skeletons. Hundreds.
Like human skeletons?
Human skeletons. And the remains were found in 1942 when a British forest ranger accidentally stumbled upon them. And all of a sudden, can you imagine being a ranger out there? And it must have been like the 2 months when it wasn't like full on frozen and snowy, that they must have like come out. And could you imagine just being the ranger and just like, la 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 la, everything's great, and then finding like just coming across like all these fucking skeletons.
So there's hundreds of human skeletons around the lake.
Yes, and because it's so like icy, they're not decomposing in the correct fashion. You wouldn't think.
Oh no, okay. So that reminds me of like when they find things frozen in the Arctic and they're like, "Oh, it's a woolly mammoth. That's
Yeah.
perfect." They found the little baby mammoth.
Yeah, that's like
They're
perfectly
perfectly
preserved.
preserved. So that makes sense that the human skeletons or remains would be preserved because of the ice.
But they aren't preserved.
Oh.
They're already done. But that's what I'm saying. How, like, they're already bones. They're all the skin and all that shit has already been like, so how long?
So how old
are they? Yeah, exactly.
And why are they there if the lake is frozen?
I'm telling you.
10 months out of the year. It's not like people, they could be ice fishing and...
Yeah, I mean, people like
could
live, I'm sure, in the Himalayas or something. I don't fucking know.
No, but I mean, what would be the purpose of being there? I guess if you're like a hiker and you fall down the mountain, but what are the odds that, like, how many people fall in that area? I guess like Everest. Is it like Everest?
It's like Mount Everest, right? Okay, so I talk about that a little bit too.
Because people die in Everest all the time.
All the time, and their bodies are there and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
which is really sad because when people are going up Everest,
there's a body. They use them as landmarkers.
No, but they just see the body like slide down.
Yeah.
And then you're like, there's nothing. All you can do is just keep moving forward.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, but they also use like the guy in the snow, in the purple snowsuit or whatever. He was a skier or a climber from like 1994, and he's a major, like, once you hit him, you know that you're like almost halfway up there or something. Like, they use them as landmarks. It's crazy. So, anyways, the scientific community at that time was just at a loss as to who these people were, how long they'd been there. And of course, because people are people, there have been...
You're like in a little ball over here.
I know. And
you're like not even on camera.
Sorry. I'm not feeling well.
You're like talking to the wall. You're like...
I know. I'm like, let me have my little moment over here.
She's putting herself in the corner. Don't put baby in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Look, she's like balled up in a little ball. There she is. She's in a little ball.
Just like, you're like on my blankie with me right now. You're like you weren't even doing any of this shit. This is all for you. You got me out of my cocoon.
So funny.
So of course, like, the scientific community was just like baffled at who these people were and how long they'd been there. And of course, because people are people, there have been numerous theories of ancient battlegrounds to some sort of divine retribution for acts that were done at that location, ghost stories, myths. Of course, people make up their own shit. So,
it's gonna be okay, Jess. It's gonna be okay.
I'm fine. I just sound like shit. Now with science, why are you?
Because it just looks funny.
You're not helping me right
I'm
now.
Sorry.
And we're trying to get through this.
Okay, go.
Okay, now with science, like, that's like science has come so. Now I can't even talk because of you. So, look, it's not even on you anymore. There we go.
Because you're the one talking. I'm just laughing at you.
Okay, well, anyways, so science has come so much further these past few years, like, just in the past few, like, decades, really. They're able to shed new light on the mysterious bodies that were found. However, before these new theories were found, the imaginations, of course, were running wild, and the local folklore and mythological explanations were like divine retribution being one of them. Local folklore often would attribute tragedy to the wrath of the mountain gods.
Ooh, yeah.
Or really whatever god was like nearby, you know, like you fuck with the ocean and now you have Atlantis. Poseidon coming after you or whatever, you know. And that was a big thing back then, so it makes sense. So for these people, it would have been like the mountain gods. For whatever reason, the tale goes that the pilgrims angered the mountain gods, and the gods struck down and killed them all. And that was it. But what were they doing there?
Like Zeus just like...
Yeah. Of course, the pilgrimage could have just been cursed themselves maybe they accidentally stumbled onto a part of the mountain that was cursed. So either the pilgrims themselves were cursed, or maybe just that part of the mountain was already cursed by what had already happened in a previous time, just like the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah, because of all the
just
death.
the bad things that have already happened. Some believe it was some sort of battleground, and these are the remains of the soldiers in some sort of ancient battle. However, there are not historical evidence of any battle happening there. But, like, would there be? How old is the world? How old is written history? Like, these people have been frozen for how long? And for them to be completely skeletons, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that they've probably been there for like 1,000,000 years, not just a couple thousand, which is how far back our history goes. And even then, going back a couple thousand years isn't too reliable. There are only a few scarce items like here and there. Like, there's not a lot to go off of.
Okay, but can't they carbon date them and know
Well,
how
no,
old
but this
they
was
are?
before all that.
Oh, okay.
Right? So this is
Okay.
all their theories before they were able to
Before
carbon dating and
science.
stuff. But like,
Well,
okay,
before
so they're
science.
worried about the ancient battlegrounds, but like, oh well, this can't be right because blah. Like, but we even our oldest written shit is only like little links from here and there. It doesn't tell the full picture of the world as it would be like today. Like we would know everything that's going on, anything that happened from like 1500 and on or whatever. We know every detail because every detail was written in every country in every little area, right? So if there's a major battle, we would know about it, but not 1,000,000 fucking years ago, dude. Like these people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, we're
So-
not. It's all hearsay.
So a major plausible theory as to what happened to them could have been that there was a catastrophic event, which makes sense that there's a large amount of people in one area and something comes down and fucking fucks with them. Like, I don't know, an avalanche or some big ass storm, right? And this could
But were all these people living there? And then the
See, they don't
avalanche
know because
happened
all
and
of
the wiped out the entire civilization, or what?
everything, there was nothing else there.
There's nothing else.
Nothing else, just the skeletons. I mean, it could have been someone's like cemetery for all we fucking know, right? Like, who
Mhm.
knows?
Yeah. And also, when these bodies would have been like alive and like living, we don't know how. Do we know how that water wouldn't have been frozen maybe back then? Maybe people did live there millions of years ago.
I know. I have that theory too. That what if it wasn't this like far off fucking Himalayan, oh my god, mountains? Maybe that was like
Maybe it was all
beachfront
green and
yeah,
lush.
maybe that was like beachfront property, and then the tides came down, climate change, because the Earth is always changing. Regardless, like people say climate change isn't real, it's 100% real. Like it to say it's not real is stupid. It's that people are
But it's more of
bringing
an Earth
fear.
cycle.
It's an Earth cycle, and people are bringing fear with the climate change when that's the Earth's natural way of doing shit.
Yeah.
So, and people are scared that we're speeding it up, but it's going to happen no matter what. So, I don't know. That's a different episode. So, so obviously, like, if a big ass avalanche came, this would have claimed whoever was in the pathway. And it's not like they're going to retrieve their bodies. Like, look at Mount Everest. The whole mountain is filled with dead people, and no one is getting their bodies. And back then, like, maybe this was the Mount Everest for their time. What if all these people are just hiking up for fun, but they didn't have fucking helicopters?
I
and
think
shit?
they lived there.
Do you?
I think that they lived there and it was just a different time and it probably was more habitable and it wasn't as snowy and the region was just different and it was probably more lush and people lived there and then there was something that happened that they all suddenly died and they got left there
Yeah.
and discovered years later. I don't know how
Okay.
they died though.
Well, so one fun theory before like major scientific, okay, so the hailstorm theory is a fun theory and it goes back to like the unexpected storm, like the avalanche, something like unexpected, like majorly happened. The late 1900s, Late 1900s. Does that make you feel old? Because I was born in the late 1900s, and so were you.
The late 1900s.
The late 1900s. I didn't know how else to say it. The 20th century, the late 20th century. Like, I was, like, writing this, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, the 20th century started in 1901.
Yeah, I know. So, would you rather me said the late 1900s or the late 20th century? Like, what would have made you sound better?
I don't know.
Feel younger. So, the late 1900s, like in like the 80s, the scientific analysis suggested that many
It's
of
like vintage now.
I know, yes. Scientific analysis suggested that many of the skeletons actually exhibited injuries that are consistent with blunt force trauma, particularly in the head and face area.
Were they sacrifices to the
Gods?
No.
The mountain gods.
Whatever lived in the ocean. I mean, the water.
The lake.
Nessie.
Ooh, a lake monster.
Or something. I don't know.
I don't have anything about that. Run with it. Run with it.
Well, okay.
I have nothing about that. Because what if they were sacrifices?
What if they were sacrifices?
These years?
And what is near there? Water.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the water?
Monsters.
Who fucking knows? We don't know what's in the water. We don't know what's in the ocean.
We don't go in the water. We don't go in the ocean.
We don't know what's in the water.
I do not go in the ocean.
We kind of have a good idea.
I went
but we
knees
don't
deep.
know.
I went knees deep this time for the first time in like 8 years in the ocean, and I live a mile from it.
So is this water?
I'm not water people.
Is this water? Is it fresh?
Love the idea.
Fresh water or salt water? The lake is.
What the fuck? I don't know. I didn't do a fucking pH balance on it. I can find out right now though. Well, I know it is kind of pertinent information. It would be good to know.
It would make it where if it's connected to the sea somehow, who knows what could be in the water.
Well,
even in lakes.
Oh my God, I'm typing so slow. My brain is so frazzled. It contains both fresh and salt water, so it must be a really big one. Isn't that how the Loch Ness monster, the Loch Ness, is salt and fresh, right? It's the same.
So that means that it's a lake of fresh water that connects to the ocean, and whatever can go between the two.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it was. So what the hailstorm theory says, though, not that. What says is that that it wouldn't have been an avalanche or whatever the fuck you said, but like a massive hailstorm, and that it hit their heads.
I like how you're all, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever the fucking the fucking monsters and shit.
Well, if you go back to the troll episode,
yeah, I'm telling. Yes, no,
there was water trolls.
Yeah,
and there's sirens that will fucking eat
all
your
sorts
skin
of weird
and
shit in the ocean. I don't go to the ocean for I don't go to any large bodies of water. Like the bathtub is cool. It's a controlled environment. You'll never find me. You'll never catch me in a lake. You might catch me knee deep in an ocean. Never a lake. I've never been in a lake. There's no reason. Oh no, I've been in one lake, my uncle's lake, but there's no reason to go in a lake. Maybe a creek. That's ankle deep. A creek. That's ankle deep. That's it. That is all.
I remember
water parks.
Yeah.
Safe, controlled.
Legoland.
Yeah.
Slides.
You can only get like meningitis, bacterial infections, funguses, like stupid shit. I don't want no like monster shit.
I remember, so when I was little, I lived on a ranch and there was a pond, and it was pretty big, a big pond. And I remember we would go swimming in it sometimes, and had the little neighbor kids on the ranch used to always tell me there was a monster that would pull you down in the middle if you went out to the middle. So I would stay right by the shore. I'm like, I'm not going in there.
No, the leeches, have you seen Stand By Me? Even pools aren't really that safe for me because of if you guys remember the Goosebumps episode where the green guy comes out of the pool.
Oh.
The green, like, a seaweed monster thing comes out of the pool. Yeah. And it's like, that has stuck with me. I watched that when I was like, 8? Mm-hmm. And deep pools, fucking freaked me out too. Like, it's almost like I get fear of heights while I'm in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking weird. I can't think about it. If I'm
Have
in
you
a
ever
pool.
been in a black bottom pool?
Never. Yes. Well, never. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I have.
remember when I lived on the ranch?
Yeah.
Wasn't that one black bottom?
No, I never went to the ranch.
No, the one with you did.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't remember that.
Because I know
but
it was salt water. I think it was black bottom.
I'm not sure. That would make sense, especially for that time period being saltwater, that it would be black or brown.
Mm-hmm.
Stone.
It was like
lot
a darker. Yeah, it
dark,
was
yeah,
darker.
Okay, so moving forward. So they think that the hail came down and did this blunt force trauma shit. But like, okay, cool. Well, one blunt force trauma. But then as the hail continued and the body fell to the ground, would it not blunt force trauma throughout your whole body?
That has to be pretty big hail too.
Right?
I mean, but I've seen hail. Well, not where we live, but
I've seen hail like 3 times where we lived.
I know. But like hail does get really big other places.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like remember that
It's really
remember
big.
that time that it like rained like a shit ton? Probably like 11, 12 years ago, like a shit ton, and it was hailing in where I used to be a preschool teacher, and it was hailing there, and so we collected the hail during nap time so the kids could play with it because it was like snow.
Yeah.
And then when I went to leave, the bed of my truck was filled with water, like all the way to the top, like it hadn't. So I'm driving with a pool in the bed of my truck. So that was a thing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Truck pools are fun.
Tex made us one.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 years. No, oh my gosh, more than that. 3, 4 years ago when my dad was still alive, and he brought it by. It was like in October, but it was super hot that year. And me and my friends were already, me and my friend Melissa were already in our bathing suits. The boys were already like still outside playing. It was like 2020. So like nobody's working. Nobody even knows what day it is. And we go out there and they're like, come here, look at this. And he had brought a pool in the truck, drove it up, and I have a picture of me and Melissa just hanging out in it. And we're like, oh, okay, let's get in.
Yeah.
Like, didn't even question anything. Just, okay, let's hop on in. And we're like in San Diego. This is not like backwoods Mississippi where it's normal to see this shit. Anyways, okay, so back to the whole hail thing. We know that it's like, it would have pegged the whole body, not just blunt force trauma to the head.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be something else. As time went on, we developed more advanced techniques like radiocarbon dating, DNA analysis, and anthropological studies. That has, like, obviously significantly grown in the last 2 decades. I mean, like, look at the phone from 2000 to now, the picture it takes, look at the internet, like, anything technology. Like, we had a really big technology boom in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So with this new technology, obviously, they went back and they explored everything again. It came new theories. In 2004, a team of Indian and American scientists came together and started a long journey to study the skeletal remains. Through carbon dating and DNA sequencing, they learned that these humans died over a millennium ago. See, I told you that they were from like a million years ago.
They would have to be.
So as I'm writing these, like, and as I'm digging deeper and deeper, I'm like looking at different sources and finding different things and plugging in different things. And so it literally in my notes, I'm like, see, I told you, because like I hadn't gotten to that point yet because my brain was already being like, dude, these have to be like a million years old, So anyways, I'm just saying, I told y'all so. Not only that it was a million years ago, it also spanned over 2 distinct time periods. So even then, there's hundreds or thousands of years in between like those bodies. Like there's a distinct, like, nobody died for like 1,000 years and then came back and died again. Weird.
At the same location with the same type of injuries?
Yeah. I think that you're right. It was a sacrificial fucking shit.
I think so.
So this only intrigued scientists more, and they had just more questions than answers. And one group was dated back to the 9th century CE. What?
I just thought about something.
What?
What if they were sacrificing them for the water?
The mountain gods or the water gods,
but
or
not
whatever.
because of Nessie or whatever. What if they were fishermen and they were sacrificing them because they thought they would get more fish or something?
Ooh. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. That's my theory.
So we have 9th century CE that had genetic links to South Asia. But why were they in this remote and inhospitable region of the world? What were they doing? What were their motives? Some think that they were pilgrims or traders on their way to another location when something dire happened. So they could have just been trying to go through and the abominable snowman came and killed them.
Could they have been slaves that were traveling with these people?
Yeah.
Because there's been
Slaves
forever
forever.
since the beginning of time.
And then people are like, oh no, slavery's bad. So they stop for a few thousand years and then they go back and do it again.
Yeah, maybe along the trip. If they were pilgrims, maybe it turned into cannibalism along the way.
Oh, so they had a blunt force trauma through this passageway.
Because maybe that area there was
bing, bing.
But why in that one area?
And you know what though? When they do cannibalism, they can usually see. It sounds so bad. They can usually see bite marks on this. There's like on the bone. They can see like cut marks
and where it's like been cut. Yeah.
Yeah, or like. No.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think like.
Yeah.
So but then why would they kill their slaves? Because they need them.
Not sure, but the younger group was dated back to the 15th century, so that's a 6,000 years, 600 years between them. They were more diverse, and they had genetic components all the way from the Eastern Mediterranean. So they had even traveled further, or like at least their DNA had already started to travel further. This begs the question, was there some sort of trading post in the Himalayas? Did everyone know to like go there to trade with each other? Maybe,
and then they traded slaves.
Maybe it wasn't so icy and inhospitable at that time. Maybe the Himalayas were a pathway for migration. Like there's so many different questions, like because the earth changes all the time. So it might have been, like we said, it could have been beachfront property. It could have been like really like a free flowing, instead of it being icy, it could have been like very flowy river.
Yeah,
it could have been like the Oregon Trail where there's like, you know, and then it froze up and we all never got to see anything again until recently. And it's all
going to start melting again.
It's all melting, yeah. And it's been melting since 1942, as we can see, but it's a slow melt.
So
like
maybe
the earth is changing. So maybe in 10,000 years, the Himalayas will be beachfront property.
Or as it melts, maybe they will start seeing structures and stuff that are there that were hidden before.
Yeah.
That make more sense. Maybe there was actually people living there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there was people there, but like actually living there, like civilizations.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Nope. I agree with you. That is all plausible. Okay, well, that's all my story for the day. Do you have anything else to say about Skeleton Lake?
No, but I will be posting some images and some reels about it, so look out for those very soon.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to
share, like, and subscribe.
And email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com.
Bye!
What are people saying? Hi, oh Joy, you are here. Hi. Oh, really? Look.
Oh.
Lake Tahoe has an old urban legend about an abandoned zoo. Oh, we'll have to talk about that. Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Broadcast paused. Well, yeah, it paused.
Oh, look at all the hearts. Oh no, you died. Thank you. I don't know who was giving me hearts, so thank you.
Still alive. She's still
Okay.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna go. Joy, if you're still listening, I will talk to you later. Kisses.
Bye. Hello, the dragon. What are you live tonight? Sup, Auntie.
Sup, Auntie?
I don't know who that is. I think they're just saying sup, sup, okay. Auntie.
Just because like I have so many nieces and nephews, more nephews than nieces, I guess.
English is not your first language. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
No, it's Californication.
No, I'm saying like I don't know what they're saying.
Oh, I thought somebody said that to us. I'm like, I know. We're aware.
We decided last week, ladies, that it's your body but our choice. The GOAT, DR. Oh, I think he watched the live last week and is just commenting.
Or no, just last week was the election anyways, so.
No, because they were talking about...
Oh, they were already talking about
We were
something
talking
last
about that
week.
last
No, I know,
week.
but we were talking about the election last week, but he could just be saying there have been so many.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
Is a... Well, nobody said
I don't know.
kilometer because I translated it into feet.
They keep writing that.
I know, it's very annoying when
Hi.
people do that. Spider behind you? What the fuck?
I think they're talking about the eye.
Oh, okay.
It's an eye. You can't... Oh, my hair is so long. You can't see the whole thing, but it's an eye.
They're talking about sports now.
Who is the GOAT? Messi is the GOAT.
Is he? I don't fucking know. Are they talking about football?
They're talking about soccer or football, depending on where you live. And Trump 2024. Cool.
Okay.
So, thank you for watching our episode. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you, will we see them later?
Yeah.
We'll see you later for the Paris Hilton book.
Bye.
Bye.